Hello, Ectosage here on the Sage channel, and as per usual, upon a Tuesday, a Medieval Engineers update has been released. And this update is actually largely about food. If it's about food, why am I standing here next to all these machines? Well, simply put, they also did some nice little tweaks to, what do you call it? The catapults. So in the past, if you've been using a catapult, I'm sure you've noticed that loading these things can be a bit of a pain. In fact, in survival mode, you might be thinking that this catapult I've stuck together right here is probably impossible to load. How the heck will you get a stone up there? Turn on our UI, let's switch to this, let's press T on this to grab our boulder, and that's a bit of a hassle, but you see that instantly it lights up like that, so you can press T, and that automatically loads it in there. Now, mind you, if this is at too steep of an angle, it will fall out. So if that was straight up, it'll fall. Let's go ahead and fire at it. There we go. That went off into the forest somewhere. And just to demonstrate that it will indeed fall out, I've got another one here, so we can go ahead and grab this. This is just a stone to demonstrate that, yes, even just standard, oh dear, stones will also work. Let's left click to pick that up again, aim at that, press T, and you can see it's too steep. So it's not sticking in there in some sort of cheaty way. It's actually working properly. So let's go ahead and just reset this. So it does make firing these things a lot easier now that you can just go ahead, grab your ammo and stick it in there, as long as you don't bump the whole thing like that. There we go. And now we can also go ahead and let's grab one out of that by pressing T, and let's try adding both, and you can see it tries to stick both in there. Basically what it's doing is just elevating whatever you're placing directly above it and trying to put it in there. And let's go ahead and fire that again. That stone actually went a lot less farther than the projectile, so I guess it does pay really to refine those into projectiles. It should also be noted that if we do have a large stone and you go ahead and hit something with it, well, in the past you might have shattered everything, but they've gone ahead and changed it now, so if you're just holding it in your hands, you shouldn't be able to just do catastrophic damage with things you're holding anymore. I guess unless you maybe drop it like I did there. Also, what else have they done today? Well, that's actually about it right here. I think that's all they've done with this stuff. It's really important that they've done that. It's a simple thing, but it does make a big difference. But what the main update is about is food. And no, you're not going to find any food up there. That's why we're running away from our little housing setup. And we're running down here to this. Look, a mushroom. Let's press T on it. And as soon as you press T, it disappears and sticks it right there as if you've picked them. Now, it doesn't stick it into your inventory because you don't have an inventory in this game, but you can go ahead and left click on it using the manipulation tool down there at the number 2 key and move this on up and collect some food. And of course, just like a lot of other things, we could go ahead and take it up here, aim at a storage container and press T. Of course, if we didn't want that, we could go ahead and just stick it on our table right here by clicking left click to drop it. Now, you can still select these. What happens if I go ahead and click on them? Well, if I press T on them, you probably heard it there, a bit of a munching sound. So you can actually eat those. Now, right now, there doesn't seem to be an actual food system, even though I am in survival right now. As you can see, I can't fly. But eventually, I'm sure they will end up adding a food system in. So let's go ahead and find a few more things. The main idea is that they're just starting to add these different aspects to the game. There are not just mushrooms, I should also say. There's a few other things. Let's see if we can find them. Mushrooms over time should respawn in another random location. So there you go, you can see another mushroom. I guess ideally I should have brought a cart with me with like a little storage container on it. That way I can start storing these. But right now let's just go ahead and eat it. Yum, yum, yum. Nice little munching sound. But as I said, they have added a few different food things. Mushrooms, when you pick them and eat them, or at least when you pick them, they'll eventually reappear somewhere in the forest at another random location. Presumably, well, hopefully, near where you originally picked them from, but not too close to it, so sort of just random. As well as roots. There's roots you can harvest as well, which I haven't actually come across some. I was flying around in spectator and creative mode earlier, but there are indeed roots in the game. Or I guess I'm probably saying that wrong, aren't I? It's probably roots with an oot, just like roofs that I have such trouble saying. Again, mushrooms seem to be the easiest to find. I'm sure you'll end up eating a lot of those. But as I said, there's roots, and also small berry trees that you can pick the berries off of it, and like a tiny little berry bush of some sort. So you get red berries and blue berries. Now, if only I could find some, I could actually show them to you. Aha! I found some! I almost missed them there. You probably saw me just run right past them and it was like, boop, the thing lit up. So here's the berry bush. We can go ahead and press T on that, just like the other one. And you can see it picks little berries and drops them on the ground here. And yeah, they're kind of low poly, but their texture is pretty nice. Actually, it looks like they might be strawberries from this angle, but yeah, once again, you can go ahead and using the manipulation tool, left click on them to pick them up so you can store them, or you can of course just press T on them when they're sitting on the ground and go ahead and eat them. And then there were blueberries as well. Let me run around for a bit longer, see if I can find some of those. Oh, that's more of these red ones. Aha, what was that? It was just more bloody... Oh. No, more mushrooms and more strawberries or red berries or whatever. Cherries, probably, I guess. Here. While I'm attempting to scale a mountain to see if I can find anything... No, you're not a road. Anything new, I'm also going to go ahead and point out that they have added some more survival blocks, quite a few actually. So if you go ahead and press G and go to all blocks, you can see all these blocks can now be built in survival mode. Still, unfortunately, no roofs. Really wish you could build those, but I'm sure they'll get to it. Hopefully before they start adding effects like rain and stuff, and then who knows, maybe your character will even get cold at some point. I don't know, this game has so much survival potential that I'm really looking forward to evolving. Now, back to trying to find something else to pick. Don't tell me I ran past it. I'm not seeing anything. And then you can't just pick the roots off these trees. Oh, thank God I found something different. So you can see right here, I've been in the forest for quite some time now. You can see right here there is a tiny little turd. I mean a root. A tiny little root. There's actually more to these, but you can't really see them. I don't think I can use a voxel thing to scope this way. Nope, because I'm in survival. What I can do, to properly demonstrate them, we shall go ahead and get out a pickaxe. And we're going to take a swing or two here. I'm trying to try not to hit it. I'm fearful that if I hit it, we'll destroy it. There we go. I could have sworn you were a root and not just a mushroom buried beneath the ground. God dang it. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm just going to leave it there. I can't seem to find any. I've been searching for quite some time now, and, yeah, trying to walk slower, faster, a bunch of different speeds, and just not helping me find any. There's supposed to be roots out here somewhere, as well as those blueberries that I was talking about, which look sort of like these trees here, except for a lot smaller, about that height, and they got little blue things on them. Blueberries and the red berries or cherries or strawberries or whatever they are, when you pick them, they will grow back on the same plant over time. Again, are these two? It looks like I should be able to harvest that. The mushrooms and the roots will both just regrow randomly within the forests or areas about. Yep, that's it, guys, though. I can't seem to find any, and now I'm actually fairly lost in the forest. Good thing I had barbarians off, or I might stumble onto them. Who knows? This game's coming along pretty nicely, and let's be honest, it actually looks pretty fantastic walking around in these dense forests. I mean, look how dense this is. It's been a long time since I've just walked through a forest, and I mean, it's actually kind of beautiful. I wish I could slow down my character, even using the Xbox controller. Unfortunately, it does walk pretty quickly, as you can see here. But, yeah, it's nice just walking around out here, especially in the light. When it's getting a little dark and you get little shady areas you can walk through. It's nice. Alright, guys, that's it for this update. Thanks a bunch for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ta. No, come back.